the attempt tonight is really around observation process. I've asked both Marcus and Richard to join us, and the simple reason why is the fact that both these guys have been through Roger's dance class in the past and understand pretty much what we do. As a background, what we've actually done in the past is we've used this particular thing that you see tonight as part of the training session, which I use with referees that I personally coach. We do this a lot. We actually do it during the week, so it's a practice process, and we do it so it becomes uniformly a foundation in their own mind that they actually don't have to then go and practice this particular issue on a Saturday. We also deal with contact work with teams as well. So, but tonight the exercises are, and you probably have to use your imagination just a little bit because they're obviously just working the cones, they're not working in game life situations. So what I've done is I've just broken down 6 exercises, and they all start from a set piece phase, and they'll go through and they'll break down into breakdown locations. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll set up for each location. I'll tell you exactly what's happening as a descriptor. Marcus is due to the glue factory and he's wrecked his foot, so he's not going to be running tonight. So Rich is going to do a double up for Marcus as well. So we're going to do each exercise. There's only 6, so we're actually going to do it twice. Okay, and all I want you to do is grab your pen, observe the exercise, and from a coaching perspective say, is he approaching the breakdowns, ball identification in the right place? Richard, what he will do is he will actually, as he goes to each location, he will call out what he's observing at the phase, roll away red or whatever, and then go on, and go to the next breakdown, and there will be a resulting penalty or something. And what I want you to do is observe how he's approaching that, whether he's coming at the right angles, or whether he's actually observing the right thing. Has he got ball ID? So if the ball, as an example, if it's actually on a pot cone, and it's on the right hand side, it means the ball's actually being placed to the right. And if he's approaching on the left, it means he can't see it. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. So each location will set up, and I'll explain what each one is. So Rich, you've done your homework?
Yeah. I'll give you that back. I've read the first one.
You've read the first one?
So you're just going to point me in the direction of where the first scrum
is. So exercise 1, guys, we're actually going to start with a scrum. The scrum, in fact, Rich is set up over here. We couldn't set up fully on the full field because there was a lot of kids running around, so we've gone into a smaller group setup. So we'll be starting. Sorry?
Is it the pod? 3 pod?
The 3 pod, yeah. We're
over there.
So there, sorry. So basically the attack will be going this way, so we can stand on the far side of the attack. But as a burning question for everyone, and you don't have to tell me, and I'd like you to write it down, is if we're setting this up as a scrum, and this, as we know, as being the advantage line, can you define to me in your notes where you believe the attack line is and where you believe the defensive line is? You understand that?
Sorry, Roger, just say again.
So if this is, if that's actually a setup,
yep.
Say that's a scrum.
Yep.
So the defensive line on that is on these cones, okay?
Okay. Yep.
So the advantage line on that is basically along this cone, isn't it? Okay. So from an attacking team point of view, what is the attacking line, and from the defensive line's point of view, what is the defensive line? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I need you to tell me what you believe that is and where do you believe it is. Because it makes a hell of a difference to how the referee is going to approach it under A, who's under pressure, and B, where he needs to be in sight of managing offsides and getting and hitting his entry and his exits. Because if you don't know that, then you can't coach them. All right? That makes sense? Already clear?
I'm a bit confused, but I'll follow up.
Right. We'll talk about it afterwards. What I want to do is quickly go through the exercises out here, get you back in so you can grab a beer and a bite to eat, and then we're going to sit down and then quickly chat through what you observe. So when you observe it, quickly jot down your notes and say you feel that the referee's done this correctly or incorrectly and the reasons why, okay? Does that make sense? Okay, Rich,
When am I starting?
you're starting basically on this particular one here, we're starting the scrum.
Scrum.
Okay, you're starting on the reverse side of the scrum. This team is so basically red is attacking, so blue defending,
Red going that way.
red going that way.
Blue going that way.
So you'll actually have
So one breakdown,
one
two breakdown,
third breakdown.
third breakdown, penalty on third to
Penalty.
defensive side.
Correct.
Cool.
Right.
Time to have some dancing lessons.
Yeah, pick the dancing lessons, mate.
Hey fellas, all ready? Okay, ball in. Blue, roll away. Blue, hands off. Not releasing.
Thank you, Rich. I just write down what you said, gentlemen. Skip pass to the right, single right there. Okay? What we want to know is where is Rich going to get out that right pass. Rich, your hands.
Cool. Right. Ball in. Roll away. Not rolling away.
Ball in the boot, and then the guy with the ball will actually break blindside. Okay. Rich, in your hands.
Okay. Ball thrown in, has come down to a maul. Around here. Trundling upfield. Trundling upfield. Time stop here. That's once. Use it.
Okay. Do we understand? That's a little bit of imagination, but this is
What's that, fellas?
ready, guys.
Okay, ball's in. Roll away. Hands away as well. Not rolling away. Okay. Ball's in. Coming to the back. Pass is gone. Kick.
Okay, if you've read your homework, you've realised what's happened to this guy back here. The kicker. He's been flat, okay. All right. Okay, last but not least,
Okay, ball's fed in, come to the back. Gone blind. Oh. Roll away.
Each time, each time. A loop around each time.
agree with that? Okay.
So I kept coming in here, didn't I? Side on.
Yeah.
Ball was going that way.
Should have gone round, yeah. Yeah. That was, especially as you're attacking, trying to get across that line.
So based on that, what would you say to the referee to actually try and fix that? What would you suggest to him?
I'd ask him where he thought the play was going to go after each.
But if you're
What they were trying to
give him
achieve.
some guidance, like it say is it reasonably newly, how would you tell him to actually change that? How would you get him to actually get the right running line?
So the play hadn't reached the attacking line, defence had won because it's behind the
Correct.
the scrum. He was going forward as if it was they were going to win it, but they didn't. So it's reading that play and say, run a bit deeper.
Arc.
So that
Yeah,
around a little bit.
thanks.
So Rich, why don't we just as an example, now you run it the way that you'd normally run it.
How I'd normally run it.
Okay?
Okay.
Guys, is that the way?
So obviously scrum, ball's coming to the back, I'm following the ball back, making sure the front rows aren't mucking around. I see they're going this way, so I'm tracking around the back. I can see there's pressure on, so I'm coming in here. I'm not too close so I don't muck around with the 9 and arriving forwards. So I'm coming in here so I can see the ball because there's going to be a contest because they've not made that gain line. But looking at that contest, I can see that they're setting up a pod somewhere over here. I can feel that presence over, you know, you kind of feel that sense. So I'm just kind of tracking around. Ball gets popped and jockeyed. And again, I'm probably going to be tracking around the back. I'm not going to go in the 15 though. That to me is that's my no-go zone. If we were wider out in the field and I could see them going to pick and drive, pick and drive, pick and drive, if this was wider, I'd actually start now coming around this side so that I can see that pick and drive coming in front of me. But obviously as we're close in the 15, I don't really want to go in there because the ball could shoot off that way and catch me out. So again, I'm going to come in here on that 45, manage that contest, and then go from there.
So the thing that actually happened in that first exercise, where did he penalise from?
I think I was here.
Was there credibility in that?
Pass the ball.
So there's no credibility, is there? So these are the sort of little things that you need to think about. Okay?
The other thing, does everyone know what a pod is?
Yeah.
What?
Two or three forwards ready for the next one.
Yeah.
For the next one.
Some teams don't.
Some teams don't.
Correct. But 1, 2 and 3 skip jockey and then move straight to the line for the penalty.
Because if you don't see that pod, this is probably not going to happen. And it's getting the ref to recognise, is there a pod or isn't there?
So Glenn started off the discussion talking about the advantage line and the defensive line. So the process is that you've got to be very, very aware where the referee needs to actually read the play. So he's got to be a student of the game, because if he's not, he's going to get caught out doing exactly what Rich did in that exercise. By purposely getting it wrong because of the fact that he was overrunning it and not getting in the right position. So from a coaching perspective, you actually got to read that as well. Because if you actually understand that and actually then help them understand it, it really makes a big difference to the referee then understanding the game. And he can adjudicate it.
Just on the one using the jockey.
A slow ball, what would you then do? Rich?
If it's slow ball,
And you've got time. And,
Oh,
you know,
if
and know the tack's going wide.
if I know it's going and I've got time, I'm going to slip out of jockey,
Yes.
almost sort of more a D-line kind of approach myself. Because as long as I know they're not going to, if I can feel there's a pod there, I'm not going to stand here because I'm going to get smoked. So I then come a bit wider. And then again, just like I said here, they just slip into that gap. And I'm not doing anything. I don't have to worry about the guys over here because I can just watch that pod come in and I can just walk up wherever they go. If they go, obviously, if they're going to go wider than me and I'm here, then it's obviously really simple just to turn, ball in line, follow play.
So, Rich, can you just walk through that again for me?
Sure.
Just in regards to getting yourself set up. What I want you to do now is just observe what he's doing, how he's doing it.
So, okay, we've got a slow ball, so I've come through, the ball's been clearly won, I'm no issues with the contest, I'm walking through, I've got bags of time, I can see that they're going to come wider than channel 1, so I'm stepping up to D-line, having a cheeky glance of the players here, and then once the ball's won, I'm just stepping around, watching that pod, the ball, and then getting ball in line again.
One of the things that probably Marcus and Richard will both tell you is that when they go through these dance classes, a lot of talk is around head position. Would be fair?
Yep.
Hence the reason it was called dance class. So one of the things that's really, really important that you must try and invoke on your referees is that to get them to set up correctly, if they're actually positioned like that, it's no value to them because they're actually already facing inwards. Right? So it's only a very simple thing of it, just asking the guy to change their feet. Right? So if you can actually get that message across, it actually frees them up right away. Okay? So the real key around that is that you can actually physically see the ball, you can actually then take care of offside lines, and you're not actually swinging in. So bum to goal line, your body is set up, the The real key though is if you're actually going to throw a wet on something like that, is that most guys at the moment, and in fact they do it probably at Super a lot, is they still step in to D-line, okay? Because they're stepping off the wrong foot. So the real process around that, they set up like this, they're stepping back off that foot. Because then they're actually taking it back to ball and line. So just a very simple process around getting the running line right, because again it comes back to where the defensive line is going to hit the attacking line. Alright? And it'll never be, unless you get Martin Onu running at 100 mile an hour and breaking it and getting through, you're going to get smacked down over here. So stepping into there means the referee has to work a lot harder to get back to ball ID. Alright? So if you're actually getting the breakdown process around getting into here, you then basically back into the right position. Does that make sense?
So yeah, so does it also matter where on the field you are? I mean, like just in that process. I mean,
This is the try line.
Yeah. Look, you heard Rich also say, I'm sure Marcus will say the same. The dead areas for referees are basically in the tram lines. Okay? Because as soon as you get caught out in there, you have nothing left to work on, and you don't become direct. Alright? So if you can actually work your referees out of the D line back into being more direct, okay? Sure, they still have to go out there from time to time, but don't make that a means to go and disappear there all the time, because you have to work so much harder to get back on 2 wide passes. Alright? So just think about those processes. Does that all make sense?
Get rid of their default line, so instead of going to D all the time, it's default.
Yeah, and the problem is that they're actually out of the game, because as soon as you go into D-line, if the ball's on that side of the thing and you go to D-line, what do you see? You don't see the ball, you don't see a knock on, you don't see anything. Yeah. So, and really you can't control off sides as well. So the thing is, you always, you'll watch guys work harder. I think Marcus, you raised that the other week about, working harder. The referee's got to work harder to get back and actually control it. At the end of the day, there's only one person with the rule on it. Certainly not the players. I'll tell you about it. There's only one guy with a whistle. So you've got to work hard. So if you can get your referees to understand that, and you've got to work hard and always get that ball back in your identification process, half your battle's won.
I think, sorry, Jeff, I think that kind of the short answer to your question is, when do you transition? The answer is when that contest's over, right? Because it's all well and good to be all fluid, but if there's still a shit fight going on there and you're transitioning into jockey, you've absolutely given up on that context, right? Because you've got no credibility rolling on a So it may well be that if there's a legitimate fight going on at the breakdown, this is probably the best spot to see what you need to, and there's no point transitioning. You might think you're doing a great job and being really fluid, but clearly there's stuff going on there that you're not seeing.
Do you want to go to the next exercise quickly?
He anticipated.
That's why we did it on the right line. Okay? So in essence, that was pretty much it. So how would you have overcome that? You would have seen it in the last line of exercise where he then went wide. So if you actually then think back to the last exercise, where did he go from there? Yep, so 10 basically was in the line, but he moved as soon as supposedly the ball had moved. Okay?
I was very slow in the first one. Yeah. I'm in a bit of a dead position anyway. I can't really judge anything in the position I'm standing, but if it's straight off the top and I'm at the front, I've got a motor to get back in line. I was kind of dawdling around, expecting something to happen there rather than over here.
Yeah. Anticipating rather than.
So again, does that sort of help? Those what you need to look for, and then look. It's not about actually finding fault. It's about finding answers. Okay? Because what you're trying to do is actually give them the right information. We don't coach to fail. We actually coach to succeed. So the real key around this is to actually always help them and be positive around what you see. So rather than actually look for fault, look for the answers to actually help the fault. Okay?
Richard, in the second one, would you say you attacked the ruck or the tackle area, going once it happened, after you did your arc, you went straight in?
I think think so. I can't remember what I did. Too many. Do you want me to run through the proper one of this? Or talk through? So, okay, if I can see the ball's coming off the top, probably before when it's leaving his hands, I'm already going. If I know it's coming straight off down off the top, I'm going quickly because I'm at the front, I've got a lot more distance to cover, an extra 10, 15 metres. So if it's come down to the 9 and then it's gone back here, I'm aiming for him to start with, because he could get caught out by a very quick runner off the back, and I don't want to aim here and then have to track back to him, because then I've lost all credibility in any decision I make.
Right, so who else is in your line? Who else is in your line?
In my line,
Oh,
all these idiots
Yeah.
who are also tracking back there, trying to get in the way.
Correct.
So I've got to beat the idiots there as well. So I'm going back here. He's got the ball and then he's put the pass in. So I'm obviously not going to aim for him anymore. I'm going to put my arc on. So I'm ball in line. And then once I've got my arc on, and I can see breakdowns coming here. Again, I'm entering at 45 degrees to sort this problem out. And then once that problem's sorted out and it's clearly won or not won, again, then looking at where the teams are going to set up, I'm then going to start tracking around, again, transitioning through jockey to get on the go a bit quicker.
does that make sense, guys? Okay, exercise 3, which we went down.
So again, I was here, ball was thrown in, ball came down, more was set up. Where did I go? Came here. Okay, almost kind of 90 degrees onto it. I would personally never go there. I kind of like hanging around at the back of the maul and just doing this. So I'm looking for those players who are coming in the wrong side from both sides. I'm also looking for the player who tries to put the body on the floor and collapse it. So I'm looking at the back, because especially as the ball moves as well, I'm going to move with the ball. If the ball heads this way, I'm going to go. If it goes this way, I'm going to. And that when it comes here, and I called use it just because I felt like it. Okay, and the ball comes out, I'm not here. Going, oh, where's the ball gone? Because so often you get caught out by those. A player at the back makes a decision, scrum half doesn't want it, I want it, and goes there. Okay, so at least from here, I can judge that contest. I'm not going to go here, because all these guys are going to whack right into me as they try and help this guy. So I'm going to allow that contest. I'm probably actually going to stay here. Let these bodies either fall on the floor and do what they're going to do and transition over here. Then I'm going to start transitioning in field.
So last cone is the halfback who's following it as well?
Yeah.
So how close are you?
To him?
Yep.
Oh, maybe a metre. I'm actually reasonably close. Yeah. But it depends on what he's going to do. If I can see he's going to, going to put a box kick up, I'm coming in field.
How many times are you seeing not that metre, you're seeing beyond the green cone?
Geez, you don't want me back here.
Yeah.
Because if something happens, again, no credibility for you. So again,
So
I'm just sort of swinging around, and if I can see a player's going to peel off the back, I'm going, okay, which way is he looking? And you can sometimes guess and go, okay, he's going that way. Or if the 9 sometimes sitting there and you know, oh, he's going to go for a box kick, he's set a podder or some backs outside him, but I'm going, okay, I'm probably going to transition in field, kick, look, go, get upfield, and then wonder where the ball's going to land. Hopefully not on me. I personally wouldn't, because if there's a lot further distance, generally he's going to be kicking in field, okay, and then if I'm here, I've got to come round this mess to start off, whereas here, he kicks, I'm already ball in line, so he's kicked and I've looked already and I've gone.
I might in one instance, in I think the only situation where it's better is if you're here and the 9's box kicking and there's a charge down, I'm probably wearing it. I think would be the one situation. So, but you can usually tell from here whether or not the charge down. So you'd only see a charge down if it's a really slow ruck, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to charge it down direct from the ball. If they are, they're probably offside. Okay, so
Because he must be bound.
yeah, he has to be. So it's not going to happen. So the only time, to answer your question, the only time I'd be on the inside, personally, is if it's a really slow ruck. And slow rucks are often when you see your box kicks. Nothing on, no pods out there. know, our options are limited, that's probably the only time. But from a maul,
Rich and Marcus, how much do you think now you become students of the game based on what, when you first started, when you probably just tried to referee and just think about being a referee? Have you changed your mindset about how you study, what teams do, what they try to achieve, and then wrap your game plan around that?
yeah, I think everything we do has to be guided by the way the teams are playing. So I think it's the one thing I just have in the back of your mind when we go through these exercises. We make assumptions here about what's happening in the game. We need to, because otherwise the exercises are going to be void. But we need to keep in the back of my mind that, or the back of all of our minds, that we need to be able to change if it's not what's happening. So, you know, absolutely, if the ball's going back to a back line, we need to track back. If you get a team who decides to box kick every time off the top ball in a line out, there's no point tracking back to the number 10, right? Because you're putting yourself out of play. So you've just got to have that reserve.
Expect the unexpected.
Yeah, expect the unexpected.
You can't do it by numbers. You can't say in this scenario every time do this. It's like a classic example of the weekend in my game. I had a team who, you know, were doing pick and drives, but there was no logical pattern at all to their pick and drives. They were going left, right, 2 rights and a left. I was going, so I hung around in jockey a lot of the time because otherwise I was going to get totally in the way and get caught out at some point. So that was me just looking at the game in front of me until they'd settled down and worked out what their game plan was, heaven forbid. So then I could say, right, if they're doing this, more often than not they're going to do this, so I can think about this position next. But it's reading what's in front of you. You know, you get that sixth sense as a referee. You can feel pressure coming over your shoulders. You go, I've got to get out of channel 1 because there's a big dude who's coming up here now, and I'm going to get absolutely smashed. If I don't go that couple of metres wider, you know, it's those kinds of things.
I think just the other thing, guys, is just always try to read and encourage you guys to try and read dominance. You know, because it's really important to positioning. Is ask yourself who's dominant, and that'll guide where where you need to position yourself. So if you're having a situation where you've got one team who's been dominant up front and wants to maul every line out, well, that gives you a pretty good hint about where you need to be positioned. You know, if you know the maul's coming, you know they'll probably march 20 metres before something happens.
In regards to the other exercise, you were seeing what was right and what was wrong in those bases, and I think I think we've got enough out of what we've just done to actually plant a seed. So, you know, what I'd like you to think about, you may recall I actually did send out a sample of a video the other week and asked if you could actually maybe just have a look at it and give me some critique on it. I still appreciate if you could do that, because I think it's helpful for me